Sasquatch, maybe. We got it. Hold on. We got it with my new Apple iPhone 11. Potentially, who's that? Oh, me and Giggly Girl. But me, potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch in 1080 high def. And I'm going to show you. Let's go back in here because he, she, it, or they may still be here. So guys, here's what's going on today. I stayed home. We've been out kayaking, hiking. You know, I've been running on the outer perimeter of my properties and the bordering properties to give you guys views of him, her, it, and they from different angles and different locations. So I decided to stay home today and have a tree day, just work on my trees. I'll tell you what, I don't want to come in here screaming, since we know he, she, it, or they potentially may still be here, as we're going to see here. Yeah, you hear that tree knock? You hear that? You just saw me capturing footage of the creature, or the being. I don't want to call it a creature, that's disrespectful. The living being on here. And now we're hearing knocks up there where I caught him. So, I stayed home to do some tree work. And as we know, if you've been following, for some time, they seem to rarely travel alone. So just because we heard one knocking up there where we saw one going doesn't mean there's not one down here. So keep getting my 6. What's that mean? To get my 6, it means watch behind me. Okay, I'm trying to explain some of this stuff more now as we got so many new subscribers coming here more regularly. Okay, view it as a clock, directional on a clock. If I'm looking that way, that's a 12 o'clock. The 6 is directly behind me. Very common military jargon. So get my 6, now that you know what that means, especially right there at my 6. All right, see if it moves. So, stayed home today because we're kind of tired, a little bit sore, especially my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, who, even though she's quite a bit younger than me, isn't as physically active as me. So, oh, did you see that? That one went between trees. And yes, I am going to show you what I got on 1080 here at a secret location, at a secret point of my choosing during this video. Because if I say at the end, you're going to go straight to the end and you're going to miss the rest. And this is the most important part, because we may catch him, her, it, or they again in 360p, which is what we're uploading on here. Okay, I see one back there where there was 2. Did you guys catch that? Give me timestamps and call out the movement if you did as you get my 6. I just heard voices. Wow. Look that way. Huh. Okay, so we stayed home today. And I've got trees in my man-made forest. We planted over 400 trees, and I've had maple trees grow 2 feet in the last 7 days. I was down there 7 days ago mowing, and now they've grown so much in the last week. We had some rain, beautiful sunshine. We've done a great job in the past year, especially to keep the deer off of these trees by putting metal cages around them. Some of these maples have grown so much in the last week alone, they're sticking a foot out of the top of their cages. So now I'm going around putting new cages on them. 48-inch wire fencing, that's what I'm using. Or maybe the 50-something, I don't know, 60-inch wire, I think. I had them in 48. They're getting really big. Guys, my leg was starting to shake there from putting my weight on it. So I'm going to lean up against a tree here to try to stabilize this recording a bit. Trying to get back there. keep getting my 6. So anyway, I've been coming, I'm up here at the campground. I'm using some of these cages I had around these. I'm hearing like clucking sounds. So I'm using some of the cages that I had around the apple trees that I've taken away to trim the apple trees to take down and put around the maples. And I'll just get something new around the apple trees this fall before the bucks go into rut. Make sure they don't tear them up. And I decided I would come up here and make a video on this next trip up to get another truckload of cages, tree cages. Yep. Back in here. To say 2 things. Number 1, thank you again for those of you who have been supporting the release of my latest book, Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1. I think this is the 2nd day it's been available, and yesterday morning we woke up to see that it was number 10 in its genre in the top 100 best-selling new released books on Amazon. Well, this morning it was number 5 and it's number 4 on a different genre, something about short reads, quick reads. So it's really climbing. You guys are doing great. It will be available in print within the next 48 hours as of this recording and uploading, so keep watching. And I mentioned in a video yesterday, I never thought I'd have books made available in print again because of all the people on these social media sites. Oh, I would buy it if it was in print. And I just figured out years ago that was an excuse for most of them just not buying a book and making it look like somehow it was my fault, because I'd make it available in print and sales were not nearly as high as they were said they would be. But that's not happened this time. We actually have a group of really wonderful, real, faithful, loyal subscribers and viewers and peoples here on this channel. And it's amazing that it's done when it's done with the ebook version. So that's why we're releasing it in print. For, you know, the 8 or 10 of you who said you want it in print, you're going to have it available in print. And it's about you. It's not about me. Because you guys are real. Thank you for that. And secondly, I thought I would address an issue here about why don't I show Bigfoot Sasquatch in 1080 high definition. People have even mentioned, you know, I got this new iPhone 11 that records in high definition. Why don't I show the Bigfoot Sasquatch in high definition? Why is it always 360p? It must be fake if it's not in 1080, if it's always 360. Well, I'm going to do 2 things today. Let's do the first one now. Show you, potentially, Bigfoot Sasquatch in 1080. Psych! This is not the secret point in the video of my choosing, in which I'm going to show the footage I got, which you saw me capturing at the beginning of this video. Got to keep watching. Hold on. Let's keep our eyes on that hilltop, because that's where this footage was filmed, up in that direction. And that's where we heard that knock. Look at it. I see that. Do you see that? Call it out. Give a timestamp. Give the location for all the newcomers and all the naysayers, okay, who want 1080. Here's the story behind the story, okay? Are we really off the grid? Technically. We have vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges. That's what I like to call them. I try to be PC here when I'm on YouTube. We have a lot of vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges but I'm not. And especially if you read the book, you know that's not how I am in my daily life. Some of the stories in the book have been told already in some of these videos. Not all of them, about half, but they're certainly told in different ways in the books where I don't have velvet handcuffs. It's nice, it's refreshing, it's freeing, and it's motivating. It's been motivating me to get out here daily to do this. And actually, I wrote 1,500 words this morning before I even came outside. So anyway, these vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges will come on and they'll say, wow, you must really be off the grid. You have internet and YouTube. Okay, I've addressed this before. Have you ever thought maybe I might go to the public library to upload these videos? I don't, but I could. Actually, I have. I've gone to upload the 1080p ones, and here's why. Oh, isn't she so pretty? Look at that crazy guy with his hat on inside out. Where'd they go? Okay. So, we used to get a lot of people saying, and they still do, why don't you ever show your videos in 1080 high definition? because you know, these aren't real. It's a hoax. Anything can be anything you want it to be in 360. Show it in 1080. So I went out of my way and did something I never thought I'd do. Before I had this, I had a flip phone. A flip phone. This is the first iPhone I've ever had. The one I'm holding in my hands right now to make this video is an old iPhone 6 I bought my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl, back in Manila like 6 years ago. Because I wanted to have one. Because that was the hip thing. And I don't care about me and like anything of material. Value. My happiness is my wife and my son's happiness. If they're happy, I'm happy. And so sometimes I'll be a bit stupid with money if it's something, you know, that's, I mean, within our ability, that's not going to make us homeless. And they want it. I mean, I'll just splurge. But on me, I mean, I'm lucky to buy myself a new pair of boots if I wait till the soles are falling off. That's just how I am. So anyway, I finally decided last fall, I think it was, November, December, maybe this past winter. You know what? I'm sick of this. Why don't you show Bigfoot Sasquatch? And I'm going to start panning to see if we can catch some other things from other angles and directions. Why don't you do 1080 high definition? I said to my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and yes, I must say that every time I say her name, for those of you who don't like that. I got to stay calm and not get angry. See? Yep. That happens more when I become emotional. I am convinced, potentially, Bigfoot Sasquatch is an empath. And he, she, it, or they chooses only to show themselves to only to other empaths. Because so much of the connection that you get, that you form with these beings, is emotional and spiritual. It's not physical, actually physical. So anyway, I run out. I get me and her both the iPhone 11s, however you say the plural of that terminology. And I start making videos in 1080 high def. Now, I mentioned earlier I'm not technically off the grid, even though we were for about 3 hours. That time that Bigfoot Sasquatch potentially threw a tree at our house and knocked out our power for 3 hours. We had no power, no water, no nothing. So we have been off the grid out here before while homesteading, okay? But other than that, technically, I mean, yeah, we have electricity. Our water's well water and all these things. And we're way out and we grow most of our vegetables and here trying to grow all of our fruit if we can keep the deer off the trees. But, so I got my new phone. I remember coming up here and making my first video in 1080, okay? Get this. This is why I mentioned how far out in the boonies we are. Most of my videos are between 18 and 20 minutes. For some reason, that seems to be my niche. It's like I talk up to that long and then I get thirsty and I have to stop because rarely do I ever bring water up here. You hear that tree knock? Very distinct from that direction. So we've heard a tree knock from up here where we got. Here, let's just go ahead and show you this now. Psych! This is not the time and place in this video of my choosing to show you this video. You will have to continue to watch. Wow, look up there. Are we getting surrounded again? We missed it. I wasn't ready until I had him.
He ran in here. Hold on. He's up there. He's up there. Wait, there. Where is he? We saw him, and we got him in 1080p high def.
So I just tricked a lot of people. That's when I actually chose to show the video of potentially Bigfoot's. Oh God, and they didn't like it. They're like, how dare you? But it's okay because they know they're safe. Here's why. Because yeah, everybody that is demanding he, she, it, or they be shown in 1080 high def, that just saw him, her, it, or they in 1080 in high def, didn't see him, didn't see her, didn't see it, didn't see they. Now what they'll come back and say, and this is what I found out when I first started doing the videos in high definition about, I just heard another knock, about 6 months ago. Okay, so before that, they're all, why don't you show 1080? Why don't you show 1080? So I started uploading in 1080. You know what they started saying? The same people said, okay, so I saw a movement, and yes, it came from a dark figure. Okay, there's something back there I can't explain, but that doesn't mean it's Bigfoot Sasquatch. And all this proves is, now get this, all this proves is you have way too much time on your hand. You need a job. Why don't you work? So it became a litany of other. That was loud and that was closer. But I'm not running. My days of running, other than for fitness and exercise, and trying to beat those 60-some-year-old women and those college girls and those local 5Ks, are over. I hear footsteps. Guys, something's getting close. Okay, so I'm not running, I'm walking quickly. And this is part of cross training to get prepared for those 60-some-year-old women and those 20-year-old college girls and those 5K road races. Besides, the one we potentially saw was up here anyway. We'll go up here. So anyway, my point, I think I've made it, is you give people what they want and then they find another reason to, not be happy, not be satisfied. And that's the thing about people who can't be pleased, no matter what you do. No matter what you do, you'll never please them. So don't try. I don't. I can't believe I actually fell into that trap and went out and spent these monies on these phones. Spent money, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm like in writer's mode, so I'm like plural, singular, all these things, tense. But it was worth it because, the thing about life and the lessons we learn in life is that sometimes we have to go back into the classroom to repeat the course. And it was a good repeat course for me, not to try to please everybody because you never will. The people who matter to you will never mind. Our loyal, faithful subscribers who have catapulted Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1 into the top 5 for short literature. Best among new sellers, released on Amazon just in the last couple of days. And the link, by the way, will be put in the description box of this video. Those people matter to me, and obviously I matter to them. They don't mind that these videos are done in 360. And the people that do mind, they don't matter. As far as the money on the phones, my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, she does matter, so I don't mind that I spent the money on these phones. She loves her iPhone 11. And I just captured more footage on my iPhone 11, showed it to you in 1080p. And they don't like me mentioning that. I think they're saying, hey, you forgot to tell them what you're going to tell them anyway before Big Brother down there started scaring you away. Okay, so here's the deal. These 20-minute long videos that I do in 360, as weak as our connection is far out here, they take an hour and a half to upload. Yeah. The 1080, the first time I did one, it took between 5 and 6 hours to upload and publish. And I had to do it from my phone because I couldn't transfer it to my old laptop. So I had to sit there and every 30 seconds click on the thing so the phone wouldn't fall asleep and stop the upload. That's how ridiculous it is. So I started going into town, and even on my service provider it was slow, but when I would go to the public library, and it was amazing. I could upload a 20-minute long HD video in like 90 seconds. It was great. But then this COVID thing came around, this pandemic, and guess what? The libraries are closed. They're not open. So for the last couple of months, I haven't even attempted to do any videos in high definition because I'm not going to sit here all day, 5 or 6 hours, to upload it for some vertically challenged individuals who live under bridges to simply come back. And yes, I see that at my 6 o'clock. He, she, it, or they is obviously sitting there listening in 360p or not. It's obvious. It's right there. And if you can't see it, it's because you don't want to, okay? So I'm not going to spend 5 or 6 hours a day trying to please people who aren't worth pleasing because they can't be pleased. And they don't matter because they mind so much anyway. So I want to thank those of you who do matter, okay? Thank you for being here. Thank you for pushing that book up to number 4. Let's keep pushing, see if we can get it to number 1. Volume 2 is in the works. I got to go get... Oh, I gotta work. I gotta go back to work. I'm doing tree guards. I gotta get guards.